Praise God, everyone. Praise God.
Amen.
We all here?
Yes.
We all having fun?
Yes.
Doesn't sound like people having fun, to be honest. If you're having fun, make some noise, people. Alright, so just before we start the piece, I'd like to get a bit of crowd participation going. So if I could ask you guys for a favor, will you do it for me?
Yes.
I'm asking nicely, this is a nice face. I need 3 names, so just shout out any 3 names that come to mind, please. James, Luke. James, Luke, and Joshua. James, Luke, and Joshua. Thank you. So I want to tell you guys a little story before we start the piece. So James and Joshua are friends. James goes to Joshua to borrow some money from him. Let's say £1,000. And after a while, James can't quite pay back. So now the relationship is kind of on the rocks. James sees Joshua coming in the shopping center and he's gone. He can't go to Joshua, he can't be around him, they can't chill at his house anymore. And then, what was the last name? Luke. Luke comes along and he meets Joshua one day. And Joshua tells him about James's debt. And Luke chooses to pay James's debt for him. But he doesn't just pay the £1,000, he pays 10 million. That's kind of good, right? Now I want you guys to think about something, just as we're about to start the piece. How will Joshua now feel about James? And how will Joshua feel about Luke? And then for James as well, how will he feel when he does find out that Luke paid his debt for him? But then also, how will he feel if he finds out and he doesn't actually believe it? As we're about to start, I want you guys to realize that, in essence, that's where we are with God. You know, we owed God so much in that we were enemies of His, we're far from Him, we're dead in our sin. And Jesus came and paid our debt. And He paid it so much so that now our relationship with God has been completely healed, even made better. But then if we don't believe it, so that's what the poem is about.
We are poets.
Whether we say so or not, we are all poets.
Whether we know so or not, we'll always be poets.
Poets are exactly what we're meant to be.
Because we are all His poems.
Now maybe, knowing you're a master's work of art might make you hate yourself a little less fiercely. Like, didn't you know your lips was just sibilance showing sensible sounds that still stimulated even in heaven? And didn't you know your stutter was just a group of dope angels breakdancing to your tongue-slipping beatboxing?
Didn't you know the abnormally low tone in your voice resembled the beautifully deep murmur of creation's groan? And didn't you know the way your very slurred words joined together in your sentences were the ocean's waves simply greeting and crossing each other?
Yet your tongue can be a caged beast, set behind 32 bars of white, like your mouth is a tomb. Like the dead animals and the strained leaves go there to die, to undergo rebirth, and like a phoenix rise each time those bars split open. A pink serpent with bars spits venom, or a red dragon releases its warmth. At times I can't bear to be stung, at times I can't bear to be elsewhere, I just sit and be bathed in who you are. Then when those 32 white angels part, beauty emerges on a red and pink carpet. You call yourself skinny, unappreciative of the elegance of your simplicity, the beauty and the singularity that connects your shoulders to your fingernails. That a bridge over such expanse remains frail and firm and never fails still amazes me.
You lift weights in the hope that the space within your arms will enlarge their territory. And each and every morning it becomes mandatory that you unwillingly run for miles, yet your strength lies at home within your anatomy. Ironically, you bear the biggest of burdens in the small of your back, and herein lies your beauty, that a valley which often goes unseen is where your deepest waters flow. Your shoulders are a nation on their very own, so when asked to rub them with one another, know that this isn't just a metaphor. They bring peace and agreement, and broad enough to carry the cries and hopes of mothers and their children. Your back is as sturdy and as sure as His word, and it never returns void, forever supplying.
Your womb is God's greatest magic trick. We see it over and over and over again, and still wide-eyed and soft-spoken, we get goosebumps when another human being grows inside of you. You are beautiful. Your chest houses life. Whether big or small, like the manger, one day your breast will hold a baby savior. One day they will drink life from within you, and they'll grow stronger and cry no longer.
I press my left ear up against your breastplate and I hear valor pulsating in your veins. The veins that are carefully woven together to form your heart. Let not one soul tell you it's wrong to shed rivers from your fleshy letterboxes. Your feet are large.
Your feet are small.
They're large and so what?
So small your oversized shoes fit loosely within my own.
They cover ground unknown and still manage to tread gently.
And sometimes you leave no footprints behind. Yet so powerful can your arrival be that the very earth responds like it's the thundering voice of the Lord
In the most sacred of places, like an apostle's library, the altar in a synagogue, or the few square centimeters around and onto your marital bed.
There is such irony in your lips. When you cry or when you laugh, out of context and void of sound, they look the same. Do they understand that pain does indeed make us stronger? Do they appreciate the fire that gold embraces in attempts to become pure? Your limbs are surreal.
And your skin screams magnificent. So which good story lacks conflict?
So when things aren't so great, just wait for the surprise when the coins flipped.
When the scales tip,
In your favor.
the pain is like the sweet that makes the sweet sweeter,
The dark that makes the light brighter.
the tears that make a smile warmer.
The backdrop of rain that makes for a more appreciated summer.
So the next time you hear the taps of the raindrops against your window, I hope it reminds you of the snaps of the angels when God let your name roll off his tongue and into this world.
It's a big guy.
Baby girl, next time you look in the mirror,
I hope you see past the lies perpetrated by the media.
I hope you see like the spies, Caleb and Joshua. I hope you see God's beauty and God's power.
And whatever you choose to do next, I hope you know.
That we are poets.
Whether we say so or not, we are all poets.
Whether we know so or not, we'll always be poets.
Poets are exactly what we're meant to be.
Because we are all his poets.
Thank you.